Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's episode of Late Night Q&A with ZodWriter. This is a historic late night Q&A because it is episode 75. My God, 75 episodes of this late night talk show. I cannot believe it. With me tonight, I have my good friend, Lord Kojay. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? Oh, yeah.
Man, it's so great. It's so great to be here and to be chatting with you tonight, man. I mean, this was one of those episodes that I'd been wanting to get to for a while, and we just
actually. I remember.
We just had to plan. We just had to plan it out at the right time because there's been so much. There's been so much going on. So much. For those that don't know, Kojay's a busy guy. I'm writing a book, and we've all got a lot of different things happening in our lives. So, this is what it is. Let's before we get started, my brother, let's take a look here and see who's in the chat. We got the Bat Channel saying, "Oh man, I am not missing this. Great to see you, Trey. Hope everything is going, and that tonight when you watch the show or if you watch the replay, you won't be checking your watch." We got
Great show about Andor.
Yeah, we got Super Bro Corey in here, the great Super Bro Corey, who I am, of course, going to get for a late night Q&A eventually.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. Can't miss that.
It's gonna be good. I mean, listen, I've been Super Bro Corey is another one I've been wanting to get on late night Q&A for a while. I mean, the list is so long. I think I'll be doing late night Q&As for as long as I'm alive. We've got
beautiful. This is my favorite show of yours.
We've got Bat Dan's thoughts up in here saying, "What up?" Yeah, thank you, Kojay. I appreciate it. It's definitely my favorite show of mine as well because I get a chance to talk to all you fine people, and there's so many people that I just don't. What I love about this format, first and foremost, is that there is no shortage of awesome individuals to talk to. I'm not going to run out of people. And anytime, and even if I were to get to a point where I might run out of people, I can always bring cool people back that I love talking to. So it's such a fun show. I feel like it's the perfect format for me. Let's see. Bat Dan's thought says, hashtag Obi-Wan gave up. Hashtag I stand with Anakin Skywalker. And let's see here. Super Bro Corey shouting out Bat Dan. And Kojay, you're laughing about something. I don't know what the LOL is for, but hey.
It's for Obi-Wan gave up on Anakin. That's hilarious.
Obi-Wan gave up on Anakin. And Bat Dan's thoughts is giving props to Super Bro Corey. We've got my main man, the Savage Bat, in the chat, who you can also catch in the Savage Bat every Saturday. The Bat and the Kryptonian together for a live chat, and it is fantastic. And Savage Bat saying, "What's up, people?" And let's see, we got Super Bro Corey shouting people out. "What's up, Trey?" Trey saying, "Yo, yo." Everybody's in here. This is nice to see. I love seeing a packed chat. This is so cool, man. Always fun to have everybody in here because you guys know how much I love the chat. I love the chats in all of our streams. It's fantastic. And Super Bro Corey shouting us out, Zod and Kojay. Yes, you see, Zod and Kojay. That's the first topic I want to talk about tonight because I think it's very important. I think there's some people out there in social media land that don't seem to understand that Zod and Kojay are cool. Zod and Kojay are friends, and it's a beautiful thing. And so I just want to get that. Yeah, I just want to get that out of the way immediately because let's see. Chad Snyderverse saying good evening to everyone. Good to see you as well, Chad. And you guys shouting each other out. And yes, and there's Super Bro Corey with your hashtag and the hate, which I think is so perfect and so touching. Very important in today's social media fueled world that we live in. And oh my God, we got Chubby Teddy Master Productions in the chat. What's up, Chubby? I hope all is going well with you, brother. I'm glad you are here. I'm gonna have to get you on late night Q&A one of these nights too. You see what I'm talking about? Well, I will never run out of people to talk to on this stream. Let's see. Uh, Super Bro Corey says, just check Trey, checked his watch. Okay, well there you go. And we're starting things off pretty great here with the Bat Channel. Thank you, Trey, with the $5 super chat saying for this show, I will not be checking my watch. Two of my favorite people. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Thank you so very much, Trey. You are awesome. You are amazing. The Bat Channel, honestly, is one of my favorite YouTube channels. It's one of the best YouTube channels of all time.
If I may add,
I will say this.
Yeah, Trey, you've got the biggest heart I've ever known in this whole time of content creators. Seriously, really good. And I may not be watching some movies, and some movies I will, but one thing's for sure, I am excited for everyone's reviews and reactions on them. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's something I can honestly.
That's what I rely on. I rely on you guys.
That's something that I can honestly relate to 100% as well. I don't necessarily watch everything like they covered that entire Halo show that was on Paramount Plus, and I you know I had
that sold me on the show.
I had no interest in watching the show really, and but I did like checking in on their reviews because again the Bat Channel is very diverse. They do a lot. They cover a lot of content. It's amazing, everything that you guys do. Trey and Super Bro Corey, you guys are princes among men, I have to admit. And I love you guys. And it's just always a pleasure to appear on a panel with you or to just be in the chat for your streams or to catch your stuff on the replay. You guys never disappoint. I mean, you guys are as close to perfect as I've ever seen on YouTube in terms of being able to get that right amount of engagement from the people that are watching your content. And you know, again, for me, it just doesn't get any better from when they changed the channel from the Bat Channel. They were the Spider-Man channel. It was so fantastic. That whole Marvel thing that they did with that one day was just phenomenal. The amount of work and stuff that episode took. I mean, my God. And Bat Channel saying smash that like and subscribe to my boy Zod and Kojay. Definitely subscribe to Kojay and myself if you haven't. I mean, to be honest with you, Kojay puts out a lot of content, and Kojay's YouTube channel is very underrated. I mean,
it's very niche though.
But here's the thing, man. You do a lot of video game stuff, but you know what? You and I are going to change that because we're going to start collaborating on your channel more with. I think you and I are going to do a Babylon 5 project or two in the future. I think that would be something cool that we could do on your channel.
As Babylon 5 has Londo and Jakar, we can have Zod and Kojay.
That's right. The Savage Bat says the Bat and the Kryptonian. And we got Bat Dan's thoughts coming in with the questions. He says, so here's a question. Let's say you can get the Snyderverse, but to get there, you have to watch The Last Jedi every day for the rest of your life. Would you do it? Kojay, I will defer to you.
That's a good question. Oh, that's like, I don't know. How you feeling? Are you waving on any side? That's a tough question, yo. Because
you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Bat Dan. I'm gonna be honest with you. No Snyderverse. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't see myself watching that movie every day of my life for any circumstance.
Besides, Snyderverse is long. That's gonna rob us of time in Snyderverse. So, Zod, since I can't decide, I'm not gonna let you go alone on this. I'm siding with your choice too.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. I would.
I mean, if it was like Tommy Wiseau's The Room,
See,
actually has some
see now that's a
entertainment
movie
bounce
that
back.
now here's the thing.
You're tearing me apart, WB.
I have to say, when my great friend recommended that I watch Tommy Wiseau's The Room for the first time. When I first saw that movie several years ago, I sat down and I watched it all alone, and I felt bad for myself when it was all over. I'm like, this is not a movie that you watch alone. You watch this movie with friends. You have a watch party when you watch The Room, because it's The Room is a masterpiece. I'm going to say it right now. It is a masterpiece in cinema on so many levels. If you have not seen it, The Room from 2003, starring Tommy Wiseau, I think you need to do yourself a favor. Now, that's something I'd love. That's a watch party I'd love to see the Bat Channel do. Because Trey and Corey, if you have not seen The Room, that's something we should all. I mean, I would love. That would be a great watch party. That movie is something else. I mean, you have to. I would say it's more of an experience than a movie.
It is along the categories of Ricky O, the story of Ricky, where there's this vision. They kind of miss a lot, but how they miss creates an entertaining story in itself, that it's brilliance that you just can't write and come up with.
But there's a charm to it. But the difference there you go. The difference is there's a charm to it, unlike The Last Jedi, where it's all just straight up offensive. So with The Room, in relation to what Bat Dan asked us here, The Room is a movie. If I had to watch The Room every day, I could do it. I could watch that movie every day, because you know why? Because I get something out of it. I get enjoyment out of it. I get there's certain scenes that I can't wait for, that I get excited, every time I see it. And I have to say, it's one of those movies that I have seen multiple times, and it's on my favorites list. And I watch it at least a few times a year, at least. And I will, and oh my God, that reminds me. So in December, I'm going to have to watch it again, with someone special, because I definitely think that's because for a lot of reasons, that movie's top notch. Kojay, matter of fact, I think we should do a watch party for that movie one day. If Trey and Corey don't want to do it, we'll do it, because I think that would be a fun one.
Well, we're talking about collaborations. I'm looking to do more different stuff on my channel too, and watching stuff and other live shows is one of them. So we can do a lot. That's a beautiful thing.
That's what I was thinking too. I think that'd be great. And as you and I demonstrated, it's very easy for us to collaborate and watch content and comment on it.
Yeah.
We had a very successful trial run doing that. We watched Kojay and we'd watched the director's cut of John Woo's The Killer, which was nice to watch. And then what was the movie we watched afterwards?
Then we did Shadowless Sword, a South Korean
action movie, which is phenomenal if you haven't seen it. Both films, by the way.
That was such a good time, man. I appreciate that. That was really good.
Absolutely, brother. And Chubby Teddy Master Production says, like I said earlier, Zod and Kojay together is just pure concentrated awesomeness. You know why? It's awesomeness. Do you know why it's awesomeness and it's with pulp with Kojay and I? Because Kojay and I are both very positive, and we like to accentuate positive things. This is why, I always have fun when I have Kojay on a stream, or Kojay and I just hang out, because it's positivity. When you don't focus on negativity, you don't focus on all the white noise of social media platforms and other things that kind of get in the way of your joys and your happiness. When you just filter that out and you stay positive 100%, you don't really have any issue. You just enjoy yourself and you move forward. And
that should be the goal. But to be fair and to be real, sometimes it comes your way and sometimes it gets the better of you,
That's
and
very
we make
true.
mistakes, we get angry.
Mhm.
But I think, that's bound to happen. We're human, we're in
That's right.
moods, so I think the
That's
most
right.
important thing is that you keep aiming to go back on the road. You don't falter as much. Then
That's
it
very
turns into an Alice in Wonderland. You're just lost in emotions, and you forget where you
right,
started.
right, right. Emotions are,
We've been there.
and emotions run high, and we've all been there, and we've all
Yeah,
suffered, and we've all gone through various things. And sometimes, you got to be ready to fight. But I personally prefer the positivity, which is
yeah.
which is what I try to promote on Late Night Q&A with ZodWriter. I try to make this a very positive talk show environment where when I bring somebody on, they feel comfortable and they want to come back again and talk more later on when they have other things going on. And this is one of the reasons why this format works out so well, especially when it's such a positive atmosphere. And we got Zen Tech. What's up, Zen Tech? My main man Zen Tech in the chat saying what's up, Zod and Kojay. Always good to see Zen Tech. See, Zen Tech's another one I'd like to get on Late Night Q&A. You see what happens? Late Night Q&A is this organic tree that just keeps blossoming and growing more branches and making it possible to branch, from one person to the next and just have, it's going to be amazing. I would not be surprised to see this stream have thousands of episodes. The Bat Channel's replying to Bat Dan's thoughts. What do you mean by Snyderverse? That's a good question. I want to present that to you, Kojay, and ask you, what does restoring the Snyderverse mean for you in terms of movies and continuity? What would you consider to be restoring the Snyderverse?
For me, it's all of it. Continue movies that don't disrespect Snyder's timeline, and Zack Snyder coming back to finish his films. And if he could work with everyone to overlook stuff, cool.
There you
It's
go.
gonna be one or the other, or yeah. Well, these DC movies are definitely coming out, and there's no shadow about that. It's just if Snyder's back, I think that would complete it. But if for some, I think he's coming back, so it's not even a question. But if for some reason I'm wrong in my regular Vegas bad gambling luck, and he doesn't come back, the best thing they can do is honor his timeline.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Because these comics, these characters, they're gonna live longer than you, than me.
Right. And to me, it's like
that's why I want Snyderverse, because
it's Snyder.
Precious.
It's Snyder. To me now, I've come to consider it almost the DCEU with Snyder elements, because I feel like the Snyderverse, the way that we initially perceived it, there's no way that's ever going to happen. So now it's all about, like you were saying, Kojay, all about everything and stuff just integrating together, which to me feels more like Snyder elements. So you'll get different movies, you'll get different takes on different characters, but then you'll also have the stuff that Snyder brought us. And then if Snyder comes back and does Justice League 2 and 3 or does whatever projects that he wants to do in addition to these other movies, as long as they honor his legacy and keep the timeline going in a way that he's happy with, then I don't think anybody has a reason to complain. I think we should all be excited for the future of DC. Again, what did Zaslav say? Protect the brand. That's huge. And I think that's something that we should all, that's a reason for everybody to be excited. Plus, we keep hearing things about Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill being back and all this stuff. So we know that there's more to this than meets the eye, and we are definitely in a good place as fans at this point.
It's kind of like we're sitting back. You know how you play a video game with a bunch of characters and one unlocks? This is like video game Restore the Snyderverse. It's like, you unlocked Henry Cavill. What? We'll just see what happens when the whole game is there. And then I'll be like, hey.
Right? It does kind of feel like that, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people
need to relax too. Relax.
Yeah. I mean, there's sometimes sometimes there's a reason to fight, and I feel like now is not that time. I feel like we're past the point of fighting, and now we just need to give WBD a chance to give us the content and see where things are going to go. I think people need to take a step back and realize, yeah, we don't have to fight forever. We've said restore the Snyderverse. We've said what we want. We've said what we're interested in. And it seems like they're going in a direction of trying to give us a new DC that's going to attempt to make DC fans happy. And I think that's something that we should all be excited about. Chad Snyderverse says, how are we feeling about Black Adam? I was meh on it at first, but the trailer got me super excited. And speaking of super, yeah, I'm excited for Black Adam. How about you, Kojay?
I'm still meh. I'll wait to see what you guys say about it, and then I'll check it out. Honestly,
I
mean, a trailer's a
if
trailer.
Here's the thing, if it's true, here's the thing, if it's true, Henry Cavill's in it, Superman. I mean, that right there elevates it to another level. Whether it's
then I'll go.
Whether it's a post-credit scene, whether it's a scene in the movie, whether it's just The Rock and Henry Cavill staring each other down, whether Cavill's in a black suit or a blue suit. I really don't care. If Henry Cavill's in the movie, that's all we need to know. It's clear that, we're going to get more Snyder elements than we were ever going to get before, if it's true. So I'm excited, and I think I have good enough reason to believe that this is what's happening because I follow #SillNation, Sill and Mikey, and I have no reason to not believe and not be excited that Henry Cavill is going to be in Black Adam. And so I'm 100%. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm more excited than I ever thought I would be.
I think also, I also hear the blue suit, black suit debate or whatever. And my thing with that, I just want to add this, is because I think story-wise will tell you if it's Justiceverse or Snyderverse. I think it's definitely not going to be Justiceverse or whatever.
No, they actually took the Justice. They took the Justice scene.
Yeah,
they took the Justice scene out of the Black Adam trailer. So
yeah. But I heard about it. If people are warning about if they see blue suit or black suit, in my opinion, that just means when Black Adam takes place in
timeline.
If it's black suit, then it's before Justice League 2 and 3. If it's blue suit, it's after Justice League 3, which could possibly happen.
Or it's before Justice League.
Or before Justice League 3.
No, before Justice League 1.
Justice League 1, Superman's dead. Before Justice League 1.
Right.
So it'd have to be before Justice League 2.
It would have to be before. It could be before BVS even.
No. Oh. If it is, that is very interesting. See, we don't know. That's
it depends where they put Black Adam in the timeline. See, that's what we don't know.
Exactly.
See, this is why it's like you make the perfect point. If it's after Justice League, he'll probably be wearing the black suit, but then maybe not, because remember, he only wears the black suit temporarily because the black suit has the regenerative abilities to resurrect him because
he's
he
also
died.
in the black suit when Lois is dead.
Yeah.
So that's like depending when that is in Justice League 2.
Yeah. So this is where we are. It all depends on.
It's all on when.
All depends on when it is, and that's how we have to look at. it. And the good thing is, we'll know where to place Black Adam in the timeline after we've seen the film. We'll know, depending on Henry Cavill. But what if it? And here's the question I got though: what if we just, we don't know, we don't really know, and you just get a Henry Cavill scene at the end he's just wearing the regular Superman suit, but you don't really know because it doesn't really go out of its way. It kind of leaves it up to us to decide where it fits in the timeline.
I'm okay with open endings. That's more intriguing.
That's another direction that they could choose to go. They might not explain it at all and just throw it in there, and and it's left up to the fans to place Black Adam in the timeline.
But I'm excited to hear what you all think of it. I am excited for that. I'm going all your channels.
And we've got the great Adega Outlaw in the chat. Good evening, Adega. Another fantastic individual who, if you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, look, if you like deep, mystifying science fiction that makes you think, if you just like deep stories, what you want to do is you want to check out Adega Outlaw's channel, because all of his work on his channel is original. It's all stuff that he's written, and he does his own content in audio format for people to listen to. And honestly, Adega has one of the most soothing voices I've ever heard. You listen to his stories, and you will get swept away in the worlds he has created. Highly recommend. You definitely need to check it out. And one of these days, I'm going to get Adega on here as well for a late night Q&A, because Adega is awesome. And I swear, like, his channel, I can't get enough of it. Like, if I just want to like meditate and hear a good story, I'll go to his channel, because his channel's got everything. His channel's got something for everybody in there, and the stories are so deep and rich, and the characters are interesting. The environments are really, really unique. It's wonderful stuff.
That's so cool.
I always love having Adega in the chats. Thank you so much for coming tonight, Adega. I appreciate you being here. He's also an alum of the B5 Council of the Ones as well. We are all
shout out to all the council
alumnus. So shout out to all those council members.
It's good times, huh?
Yeah, we got, again, you gotta love Babylon 5. I mean, that's one thing about us. We all have that in common. We're huge Babylon 5 fans.
I've like Star Wars, Snyderverse, Babylon 5 for me is number one. So you see how much I love Snyderverse. You can only imagine how much I love
TKO, brother.
TKO. That is not the worst episode. I'll challenge anyone in a Muay over it.
Actually, it's not. It's not it's definitely not the worst episode.
Remember the haters though.
Is it ranked the lowest episode?
No, I just remember being shocked when people say they didn't like it. I don't know about rankings, but yeah.
And Chubby Teddy Master says, Kojay, thank you for the black pink hype.
Hell yeah.
And the Savage Bat says, the Bat channel is the gold standard. I agree 100%. Chubby Teddy Master says, Trey is such a gangster. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come on, man. For real. I mean, the Bat channel. I mean, they oh my God. That's a channel. I swear to God, and I know we've been hyping up the Bat channel, but we love Trey and Corey. You got to understand, these guys, their channel should be up there. They should be up there with subscribers in the millions, to be honest. For the kind of content that they put out. It's all great. It's all great, wholesome content that's very, 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 very digestible and enjoyable and fun. And I mean, my God, can't say enough positive stuff about the band.
Yeah, channel. We're keeping YouTube in the business.
Super Bro Corey says, you're too kind, Zod and Kojay. Thanks at the Savage Bat. And the Bat channel says, you guys are too kind, just honored by all the friendships we have built. Again, seriously, I couldn't agree more. This is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been telling. And me and Kojay were talking about this the other day. No matter how negative things can get, no matter how down we all can get about various things, the one thing that we can all be excited about and all be happy about is the amount of, valued, forever friendships that we've forged over the course of all of this stuff. I mean, think about it. The Snyderverse. The Snyderverse has essentially brought us all together, made us all friends, got it where we all got to know each other, and then we've all kind of branched off because we all have other interests outside of the Snyderverse, and some of us have found that we have other things in life in common that are more, that are, again, even more important than that. And yet, and look at it, people from all walks of life. It is so fantastic. It's such a
I
beautiful thing.
I love that you said that, man, because at SnyderCon, Zack Snyder, he leaned forward on the microphone. You could probably see in the Vero replay, right? He leaned forward and he was telling us what BBS was about. And when it came between Batman and Superman, guys who didn't know each other, just of each other, and Lex sending them, little mail just to get them to hate each other. He said that if you just the Martha moment meant that if we could just talk to each other and find that we have more in common, we get along better if we just talk to each other. Because the whole time in BBS, these guys are talking at each other from distance, hating each other, till they got fooled into fighting. And we do have a lot more in common.
Absolutely,
The more we
absolutely.
share that, the better.
Exactly,
And then
because
what happens after that? We form our own Justice Leagues.
when you're able to build off of these, common interests, and you're able to make these friendships flourish in so many positive ways. It's just so beautiful to see. It's a wonderful thing. And the Savage Bat says the Kojay comeback. There you go. And the
Hey,
bat.
this is for Savage Bat. Don't call it comeback. I've been here for years. I'm trying to say it like I'm the motherfucking Batman.
Well,
Messed up.
only Savage Bat can do it like that.
Yeah, only you can. Yeah, I tried. So inspiring.
Especially. Oh my God, he's the Savage Bat's another one, man.
Oh, but I want to compliment the Bat channel and a lot of you guys have these great channels. And I love pro wrestling. It's because you guys are falling behind schedule. That's a compliment with wrestling. I have to catch up. But yeah, it's great. The Andor show today on the Bat channel was a great time. Definitely worth the replay. Hell yeah.
Awesome. And Integrity 101 says, "What's up, Zod and Kojay and everyone? Great to see Integrity. Integrity's another one, man. Like, this is a man who literally has been telling everybody for years, don't worry. Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 are inevitable, right? He's been telling everybody. He was telling us this before the merger. This is a man who has never wavered on his confidence in the Snyderverse being restored. So, that's the thing that Integrity 101 is always going to be known for. The guy that always had 100% faith in the process. He knew, so yeah. Chubby Teddy Master Production says, you guys watch Blade Runner Black Lotus yet? I have not watched it. I must confess. I do want to see it though. It's something I'm definitely looking to check out because
I have a bad habit of rewatching stuff I like, so it takes a while to get to
it takes a while to get to new stuff because is it just me, or is it one of those things where like
sometimes I go backwards, I go older.
with new stuff, it's very hard for it to win you over. Like, I'm trying really hard, to watch this new, because I was a big Quantum Leap fan, so I was trying really hard. I'm trying really hard to, enjoy this new Quantum Leap, but it's.
Yo, like, do you remember the new MacGyver when that was out for a second? And
Knight Rider, they tried to reboot it so many times, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Knight Rider, I think, had like four or five reboot attempts, and just I don't, I'm to the point where it's just like, man, stop remaking stuff. Just give us new original content. But the thing is, what we're seeing now is that creativity is gone. They don't have it anymore. That's why they have to keep, rebooting and remaking stuff and sequelizing things, because they don't have the creativity. There are no innovators anymore. And now that's why I read an article today that said that literally Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is going to be the next big thing in sci-fi. Why? Because it's an original property that Zack Snyder has created. It's new content that, has no pre-existing, ties to anything. So it's going to be epic, and it's going to, this article was pretty great. And It was talking about transcending genres and different things. And I really think, and it was just nice to read a positive Snyder article for a change.
Yeah, not many of them around.
Right. Unless you're Geekosity, which puts out a lot of great, pro Snyder articles. Shout out to Geekosity and Mikey Sutton, and of course, Sil Nation. And Adega Outlaw says sub. Thank you very much, Adega. Much appreciated. Chad Snyderverse says the Spider Channel. Yep, indeed. And the Bat Channel says the Spider Channel may shine its light again one day. Oh my God, that was great. I actually think, Trey, that you guys
Spider-Man 3.
Oh, they did such a good job. They should have 2 channels. They should have 2 separate channels, the Bat Channel and the Spider Channel, because it was done so great how they did it that unbelievable. That kind of stuff only happens once in forever. You can't.
I like the Switch though.
It's like lightning. It's like lightning in a bottle. The way they did it, it was fantastic. Oh my God!
And it's great because Spider-Man and Batman have, in my opinion, the most in common as vigilantes and backstories and character, and their own like world and rogues gallery is so rich. It's like their own universe. They don't need the others.
Yeah. Adega, please. Put a link to your channel in the chat. I made you a mod, so you can put a link.
You want mine or yours?
I'm telling Adega, put a link to your channel in the chat so that people can subscribe to your channel as well, Adega. I definitely want people to be able to go directly to your channel and subscribe to, because Adega's another one, very underrated YouTube channel. For sure.
There you go. I dropped it. It's right there.
Oh, you put Adega's link?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Should be good. Should work.
Cool.
I hope.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let me make sure. It's in there too. It's there because you're a mod as well, so it's in there. Yeah, definitely. Let's see what we got here. Chad Snyderverse and Integrity, what's up? And we've got Mads Mama Bear in here classing up the place. What's up, Mads Mama Bear? Always a pleasure to see you.
Mads?
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. Okay. We got the Savage Bat, the mother effing Batman. Yes, indeed. Chubby Teddy Master says I would do it. Awesome. And no Bat Dance thoughts. No go. Okay. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. Let's see.
Chitter-chatter.
I think they're talking about the whole Last Jedi thing.
Look what you started. That's all good.
But then again, could I play Last Jedi while I sleep? That's a good question. That's a good question.
I mean, it would be played during the day in your presence, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, you'd have to watch it and suffer through it.
I've suffered enough, man, to get here. It's enough.
Chad Snyderverse says, I can't watch the sequels anymore, not even The Force Awakens, which I thought was decent, but even that's just worse. Just a worse A New Hope. Yeah, again, Last Jedi ruined everything for me. If I had any... Again, because here's the thing, I used to like The Force Awakens. I'm going to tell you the truth. In fact, Force Awakens, I've seen multiple times in theaters. I enjoyed it. I loved it because here's the thing. Force Awakens has its flaws. It's not a perfect movie, but here's the thing. A lot of the flaws are forgivable because it sets up so much.
Yeah,
that you're expecting the other movies to pay off the things that are set up in Force Awakens, and what you essentially get moving forward is they basically turn over the table and don't reconcile anything that you got out of the Force Awakens, so it makes the Force Awakens a moot point. So now I can't watch Force Awakens anymore either because I know what happens after, and I don't like any of it. So therefore, it makes that whole sequel trilogy, in all honesty, needs to be retconned away. I'm sorry, it just does. It doesn't serve any purpose in terms of um, world building or moving. Again, I feel like these TV shows are doing a much better job with Star Wars than and I'm not saying they're all perfect either, but I'm saying they're doing a better job than the sequel trilogy did in terms of filling in story and giving us content that where we're actually going to care about the characters. But that's just my opinion. I know there's people out there that love the sequel trilogy too, although I
Yeah.
don't know many of them. But what I will say is I just don't see how moving forward, if you really want Star Wars to thrive, how they get away with it without eventually retconning those three most recent movies. I think at some point you gotta get rid of them because they're not gonna be good overall for the future of the franchise if all roads are leading to those movies, you know.
Or just stop at a point. It's just weird because the Force Awakens, I liked it a lot. It did a lot of hopeful world rebuilding. And I felt that after dropping the ball with Finn, it just went downhill with me. And I don't know, it just feels like those films are made by a committee. Or
yeah, and it just goes to show that they
strange.
never had a plan. They didn't have a plan when they made, and that's the thing.
The Last Jedi, especially
in recent years, they've admitted that they really didn't have a plan moving forward. That they were just making these movies up as they went along. They didn't really have a plan after Force Awakens. J.J. Abrams kind of had a plan, but he wasn't. Last Jedi wasn't his movie, so he didn't really. And here's the thing, I hesitate to give J.J. Abrams any real credit whatsoever, but I feel like, again, The Force Awakens did a serviceable job setting up what future movies could be, and we just didn't get those movies. So that's not his fault. I mean, it's just, we didn't get those movies, so what are we supposed to do?
Because he had to go back and do that Star Trek movie. And
oh my God.
I'm thinking I would have been happy to not have a Star Wars film every other 2 years, because honestly, we're kind of used. Well, the prequels did well with coming out every 3 years or something like that. So it wasn't. I didn't feel that there was a need to rush. I would have been okay if, like 3 or 4 years later, we would get episode. What number was it? 6, 7, 8. Episode 8 done by J.J. Abrams. Just wait till his schedule is free, and then I think that would have been better if he did like all three, because at least they would feel the same.
They would be organic, and they would at least have gotten to a conclusion, at least that he would have been satisfied with, and I think they would have been better than what we got. But but it's whatever. Like I said, at this point, they just need to retcon those, because they're not gonna. It's if all roads lead to those movies, it's like you said, Kojay. There's a stopping point for a lot of us. That's what it will be. It's just there's just nowhere else to go when you get to a certain point. But I do think that these TV shows are doing a good job with content and at least trying to provide something a little bit more palpable for everybody, because you're not going to get that if you're looking for it in those movies. The Bat Channel says ZodWriter The Room. I have not seen it. Oh, well, yeah, you definitely, there we go. You definitely need to see it. I just got to say, you got to see it. Chubby Teddy Master Productions, love The Room. How's your sex life, Mark? Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. I did not hit you. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. I use that a lot. No, but it's funny because I have a collection of bad movies that are entertainingly good, like The Room. And it was in my DVD collection, because you know how Disney movies, they had the white DVD case.
Yeah.
I hated that with my collection. I just want everything to be uniform black. So what I did is I took those white cases out and I gave them to movies like The Room, like Riccio, like a bunch of movies of that caliber of entertainment. And then I have this selection caliber. Like if you liked one, you could toss in the other one and have a great time with these type of films. They're just so badly funny.
And Superbro Corey says we have not. Superbro Corey says We have not seen that movie. Can Zod and Kojay join us for a watch party of this? Absolutely. Come on, The Room. Oh wow.
Did you know that Tommy Wiseau he does screenings with fans on it
Yes,
every now and
yes.
then, and they
Room
throw
full of
plastic
spoons.
spoons.
Room full of
Yeah,
spoons.
room
Yeah.
full of spoons.
Yeah. What's up, DC Talk with Extended? Good to see you, man. And yeah, we'll definitely coordinate that with you guys over at the Bat Channel, because that'd be fantastic. Oh my God, The Room, yes, and then the Disaster Artist, the movie that James Franco made that was based off of The Room, which I thought was a pretty good movie.
No,
All
it's a pretty
things
good movie.
considered.
Just some moments he can't hit it like Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, he's definitely not Tommy Wiseau. I kind of wish that they would have got somebody else to play Tommy Wiseau.
But you can see
Did you see the movie?
Enjoyed playing that role though. He had a great time doing that role.
Yeah. Did you see the two movies that Tommy and Mark did together after The Room? Best Friends.
No.
There were two movies that they did after The Room, which were two movies tied together called Best Friends.
Wow.
And they are, bro, we'll have to.
I never bothered to follow his
We'll have to coordinate on those. Well, those came out in recent years. Those are relatively new.
We have another Grindhouse event like we did last time.
Yeah, we'll watch those. Those are awesome. I think you'll love them.
This is how we never watch new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. I'm just trying to get caught up with the chat here. You guys are in full swing today. It's awesome. Let's see. The Bat Channel says I'd be down for that. The Room watch party with Lord Kojay and ZodWriter. You got it. We're gonna definitely coordinate that for sure. Because hey, man, it doesn't get any better or any worse than The Room. Let me just put it to you that. It just doesn't. There's
should be the quote on the DVD.
It doesn't get any better or any worse.
But ZodWriter.
And the music is fantastic in the movie too. There's these love songs that are like sprinkled in there that are so out of place and are so completely like don't fit the tone of the movie at all. But the songs are awesome. Like they're great songs, but they don't fit the movie, and it makes it even better that they're there. Oh my God.
They're like rejected songs from Bloodsport. That's the best way.
I will stand in the way of a bullet.
Fire or whatever.
I will run through the forest.
Yes, run through the forest. Oh dang.
Oh my God, it's so crazy, bro. Got it. This like makes me want to do that watch party as soon as possible. I'm like, oh
I got some really good bad Bollywood movies of the 90s and 80s that are on that level too. Wow.
We've got another beautiful individual here in the chat right now. We've got Rhea, the Glimmering Harpy.
Sensei Rhea. I consider her to be.
She's amazing. She's fantastic.
She's made my channel better.
Let me tell you something. Rhea does some of the best streams in terms of like gaming, and oh my God, between Rhea and Slanko Bomb, I never run out of content to watch when it comes to like streaming, for playing games and stuff. I mean, they just make it so fun. Like
and I was thinking recently playing Mario 64 because I have the old system up.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to hook it up. But she's got,
Slanko. I think Slanko was playing
64, so I've been
Wasn't Slanko playing Mario 64 the other day?
Yeah, she's been playing a couple levels before. That was Mega Man,
and then Rhea was playing Soul Calibur and
Soul Calibur 2.
Oh my
God,
one
was Spawn. I love that one.
It's fantastic stuff. Gotta love Rhea. Everybody giving Rhea props in the chat as they should. Rhea is amazing. Chad Snyderverse says The Last Jedi was a movie made in bad faith. It wasn't for the fans, but just to inflate Johnson's bloated ego. Yeah, well, it definitely was. It was made for the purposes of subverting expectations, and that's exactly what it did. When you make a movie designed to subvert expectations, you will most likely succeed because people are not doing what they want. Corey invited you to the watch party. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna collaborate, Mads, with the Bat Channel, and we will set that watch party up. You guys are gonna love it. The Room is, if you haven't seen it again, The Room is a sight to behold.
And you're gonna love us loving it too.
Chad Snyderverse says the Rise of Skywalker was fan service done wrong with a downer ending. Think about this out loud. The Star Wars saga ends with a Palpatine living and all the Skywalkers are dead.
Wow, so in a way, Palpatine wins.
And let's see. Mad's Mama Bear says life is too short to focus on stuff that pisses you off. I agree. I agree.
Same thing. Give me.
I agree. Passes, pisses, yeah. whatever you meant to say, Mads. I agree. That's true. Let's see. Bat Dance Thought says bare minimum there needs to be a completion to Snyder's story. I agree with that. Chad Snyderverse says I always personally liked the hashtag Bring Back Zach tagline as it's a bit more clear and accurate to what we actually want. That being said, I still like Restore the Snyderverse. It has a nice ring to it. Oh, it definitely does. Definitely does. And as we see people are talking more about Snyderverse, but I'm always behind on the chats though. That's the thing about these live streams. I always get behind on the chat, but I like reading the majority of your comments. Chad Snyderverse says I like that analogy about unlocking characters, Kojay. Mad's Mama Bear says waiting to unlock Ray Fisher and Wayne T.
Oh,
absolutely.
So I have an episode coming up with Kojay's Corner with T Flame and Jeffrey Warfield.
Yes.
We revisit Release the Erica and we talk some interesting things along that comment right there. So
I'm sure that was a great
time.
I'm sure that was a fun chat. I'm sure it
was. Yeah. There's gonna be more of those too. So
yeah,
awesome. You can swing by on one of mine and we'll do
for sure. Oh, for sure.
That'd be cool, huh?
Absolutely. A Bat Dance Thought says, hot take. I am fine if Zach doesn't direct Man of Steel. His story was Man of Steel. BVS. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League 1 through 3. That's Zach's story. That's all I care for him to direct. I would still love it, but I would still love it if he directed more. I think we can all agree with you, Bat Dan, on that. As long as Zach gets to do what he wanted to do, we should be happy. Because nobody wants to force Zach to do more than what he wants to do. Because
I would like another Henry Cavill movie to be called Man of Something, like Man of Tomorrow, or give him a Superman title. I think he deserves a Superman title movie under his belt.
I do too.
Superman Unchained, whatever.
I do too. I think
I think he deserves
or call it
Superman,
or call it Superman Man of Tomorrow. I mean, but like you said, give him Superman in the title at some point.
Yeah, I honestly would like that because he technically has it.
Well, he does with Batman. Batman versus Superman. So there you go. He did get it, but giving him one on his own under his belt,
or if it's just Superman.
They could just call it Superman.
Because there's 3 movies called Ben-Hur. I love Ben-Hur. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, like top epics. And the second one with Charlton Heston, not the black and white one, and not the remake with that director of Night Watch. I saw that one recently. I was like, missed some marks.
And Sean Franklin asks an interesting question. He says, are you excited for Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
I haven't checked any Marvel out since Doctor Strange, so I don't know. If it comes my way, I'll see it on TNT.
I
I mean, it looks interesting.
I definitely want to see it. I enjoyed.
I would not be against seeing it though.
I enjoyed the first Black Panther, so I'm looking forward to the next.
Yeah,
one.
I liked Black Panther. The first one it was chill.
In the Flash movie, if Barry asks about brunch, it's Justice timeline. Wow.
True.
Let's see. What's up,
Hashtag
Sickness?
no brunch.
What's up, Sickness? Good to see you.
Sickness. Hey.
Chubby Teddy Master says, do you guys think The Rock did the Justice footage and then removed it to replace it with Snyder's footage as a hype stunt? No.
Honestly, I hope so. Because if they put Justice in there without knowing it, I'm like, come on, that's kind of dumb. I would feel less bothered if it was a hype stunt.
Yeah, well, maybe because they,
I wouldn't be shocked if that happens every now and then and we don't know it.
Yeah, possibly. The Savage Bat says Amanda Waller clues make it after Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Man of Steel 2 could also feature Ray Fisher, who tells Superman about his vision, which motivated him to change to blue sooner. Oh. Yeah,
whoa! Batman's thoughts living up to the name.
I never gave that consideration, but great thought, Batman. Yes.
The tragedy is all the great ideas are right here in this chat right now, not working at WB. I'm just kidding. Hopefully there is.
Yeah, that's that.
Shots
fired. You kind of gotta look at it that way based on their previous track record.
But like Retro said on a stream recently, it's like at least they're listening to the fans, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the Sonic trailer. But then we did see changes in Justice League. But hey, anything can happen. So it's I don't know. I'm not getting into premature anger about something that we don't even know yet.
And Matt's Mama Bear says it wouldn't surprise me if it was a hype stunt, Teddy. That would tell me how much they're paying attention to the audience. There you go. Great thought on that, Matt's Mama Bear. I agree.
She took it next level.
Adega Outlaw says, thanks, Bud ZodWriter. Thank you, Adega. Anytime, man. Hey, I'm gonna promote you as much as I can, bro. And I definitely want to get you on here one of these nights. Savage Bat says that he also subbed to Adega Outlaw, so that's good. Definitely got to get Adega some more subs here. Chubby Teddy Master says, just getting all sized up them fly like a G6 lyrics. Homie, note that is spoken in Ben Stiller, Gaylord Fokker voice. Okay, cool.
That's hilarious.
Winston Churchill story in Babylon 5 was fire. Love it.
Dang, Savage Bat is just
Savage Bat is on the Babylon 5 train. See, this is the thing. Babylon 5. We got more Babylon 5 to talk about next year. There's a new Babylon 5 project with the OGs from Babylon 5, you know, the surviving members, the ones we have left among the living are coming back to, you know, allegedly this project has already been made and it's going to come out next year. So we'll see. Something new Babylon 5 to talk about. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, we had a good discussion about that.
Yeah, I again, man. Listen, being a Babylon 5 fan is cool. It's awesome. And
I always make sure I have my box set.
Yeah, I got my box set on the shelf too.
It's like right there. I was like, I look back at it. I was like, yeah. Because I don't know about you, but back in the day, when this stuff was premiering, we had these things called VCRs, and it's this big old box, and it looks like a computer system from like
we had this company back in the day called Columbia House that used to sell the Babylon 5, and it would be individual VHS tapes, right?
It was 2 episodes on one.
It was 2 episodes on a tape, and they would be in these they'd be in these blue Babylon 5 clamshell cases. I had nearly the entire series,
Wow, really?
but
See,
it was insane. I mean, I had to. I wish I still had it because it probably would be worth a lot of money now.
I mean, I still
Uh,
have my Star Wars trilogy one, but
the
yeah, that
the
that's
but that was something I lost when I had because at my parents' house there was a
you lost
really
them.
really bad basement flood, and I lost a lot of stuff that I had, and
Oh
that was
man,
something that I lost too. So yeah, yeah,
dang.
those tapes were cool. But it was two two episodes per cassette tape, and yeah, it was pretty a pretty daunting
But
collection.
here's how I collected it. See, I was a little bit more ghetto with it, I guess, because I bought those recordable VHS tapes,
Oh,
and
okay.
if you move it in long play mode, you could record 6 hours. So what I would do, I would get the VHS tape, wait, before the show, hit record and hit pause, record and pause, so I could take out the commercials. But I screwed up a few times, and um, it was fun. So I had all these VHS tapes of just Babylon 5. And sometimes I screwed up. There was like a Mad TV episode or SNL episode stuck in there or something. Or Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat Conquest, because that was there.
Oh,
And
that's
that
another
was coming
show.
out around season 5 of Babylon
Mortal
5. So
Kombat Conquest,
that was supposed to be a prequel to the movie.
everybody on that show was beautiful. Everybody. They were all beautiful. Every actor, actress. It was like I'd never seen. It was like they took a bunch of catalog models and just threw them in the show and said, "You're going to be on Mortal Kombat." Like, wow.
Well, fun fact, Fern Champion, the casting director of Mortal Kombat and Babylon 5, she did both. So you saw that type of casting between them. And I had the honor of working under her for a little bit when I was in LA.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty
Okay.
cool.
And Matt's Mama Bear says, "My apologies for not subbing earlier. I love listening to that kind of stuff while settling for bed at a Dega
Ortega,
Outlaw." Yes, Matt's Mama Bear. That's exactly what I mean. Listen, that's what you do. Listen to that. Listen to Adega's soothing voice reading his stuff, and it's just you'll get swept away in the story, and then after a couple chapters you'll probably nod off and fall asleep. But it is an amazing experience because you get swept away by it all.
so
It's
don't listen and drive.
it's very yeah, don't
You might
listen
miss a
and
turn.
try. But if you're in like a very meditative state and you want to just listen to something that's going to be very soothing as well as something that is supremely entertaining, that's the best way to go. Let's see. Sean Franklin says, "You think this is the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?" No, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to go on forever, Sean Franklin.
They're with Disney. They'll
They're not.
breathe life into it
They're
as
gonna
much as they
pump.
can.
They're gonna pump out. They're gonna be pumping out Marvel movies long after all of us are dead. I guarantee you that. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna have Marvel movies to watch for your entire life. Don't even worry.
I'd be impressed that they never reboot. Just continue it somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That'd be interesting. I'll give them a lot of credit if they do it like that. Like keep one timeline forever.
And Chubby Teddy Master Production says, "It's crazy. I found Zod and Kojay through West Ashley way back when." Yeah, that's a
Way
long
back
time
when.
ago. That
That's
just
a
goes
long
to
time.
show you how. That just goes to show you how long we've all been at this stuff. We know we all. It's a very organic experience. All of it.
And something very true that no matter who likes who or what, that guy's work, a lot of people went through and connected. It was like RT Snyder Cut is a central hub where everyone got to connect, and
Exactly.
that's huge.
So you
That's
know what?
huge.
Shout
No matter what
out,
happens,
shout out to
everyone.
Go Deep. Shout out to Go Deep. Definitely. We definitely, that was a very organic experience. Totally. And Mads Mama Bear says, "I met ZodWriter through Sill." Oh yeah,
Hey, that's cool.
Mads. That was back in
You guys
the
have your coffee talk, right?
Mads. That was back in the Four Nerds days when me and Sill were still part of the Four Nerds. It was me, Sill, because I remember because we had
back when
we had Mads Mama Bear on the Four Nerds as a special guest, and I remember it was me and Sill, and then it was Dawson and Zeverfet, and we were and we were the four nerds, and we had Mad's Mama Bear on as a guest. I remember that. Yeah, that was a long time ago too. It's been like years now. So yeah, definitely that was definitely a while back. But you see how it all just everything just organically connects. It's incredible,
Now I
incredible
feel
stuff.
like we're just alumni, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. We've all known each other for so long now. It's insane.
The battle was won a long time ago. It's just
A
a new era
long
now.
time
New
ago.
era.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Chubby Teddy Master says, I hope Rebel Moon gets action
Oh,
figures.
you know it will.
Pretty sure,
It will.
if they're touting it to be like the next big thing in science fiction. They're saying it's going to be bigger than Star Wars.
Because
So
I want a second Ray Fisher Funko Pop. Because I have Cyborg Funko Pop, the Snyder Cut one. Because I love, like of Teen Titans, Cyborg was my favorite character. So I'm just like, Snyderverse has like so many. If they had Nightwing for me, it would be perfect. But
there
they
you
have
go.
so many characters I love in it. Oh, it's so good.
And Chad Snyderverse says Geekosity is always a great read. It certainly is. Shout out to Mikey Sutton. And Zentech says, I'm really hoping Rebel Moon has a more darker tone akin to BVS. I kind of have a feeling that it is going to have a darker tone because I think wasn't it alleged that Rebel Moon was a story that Zach had planned for
Star Wars,
and Star Wars rejected it because it was too adult or too considered too dark for the Star Wars universe.
which is very interesting because this means this is theoretically possibly in episode 7 that we would have gotten. Because if he was going to continue Star Wars, wouldn't that be episode 7?
I'm not sure, but
or
hey,
if it was a Star Wars spin-off like Rogue One or something, then but anything can happen. We can only wonder.
And that is the link for those who wish to subscribe to Adega Outlaw.
Yes,
if you have not, please do so. You will not regret it. Let me see here, just subs. What up? Adega says, "Wonderful folk in this chat." Absolutely, Adega. I feel like we have some of the best chats in the world, and all our connected streams and stuff. It's fantastic stuff. This is why I like hanging out in this group. Y'all are so sweet. It is a beautiful group, Mads. I couldn't agree more. It's wonderful stuff. DC Talk says, "You're amazing, Mads Mama Bear." I agree. Mads Mama Bear is amazing. Retro Nerd Girl in the house. Hello there.
Hello there.
In my best Obi-Wan voice. See again.
Talking about soothing voice.
This chat has so much class. I mean, we've got Mads Mama Bear, Retro Nerd Girl, Rhea. I mean, listen, how much it's a beautiful, beautiful chat. Definitely. What we got here? Let's go. Everybody's saying hello to Retro Nerd Girl, which is absolutely important here.
I love her channel. You and I were talking about Last Starfighter, and then not too long ago I go on YouTube, and then there it is. She's doing a review. It's like, dang, this is like our people, and she's got such a wonderful outlook. And talking about soothing voice, hers is nice too. And then you can just watch her content.
Oh my God, yeah.
Stuff.
Like I told her,
the collection is so rich.
Her
I
last
love Conan the Barbarian. She goes there.
Oh my God, her last Starfighter review was so great, and I loved it so much. I felt like I was watching the movie again. I rewatched the movie after her review because I'm like, oh my God, this movie is fantastic. I'm gonna rewatch it. Yeah. Retro Nerd Girl has a way of doing that with movies, like where you just like you see her review. And then you're at a point where you're like, okay, now I need to go watch said movie again because Retro just laid it all out so beautifully that we making some of these movies better than they actually were. That's what Retro Nerd Girl, every time she does a review, should receive royalties from these companies for these movies because Retro is making these movies relevant again for real. Like these older movies that are, that some of us grew up loving or whatever, that have absolutely no place in the world today of modern, if you can call it, cinema.
Vega.
Let's see. Chubby Teddy Master said the sequel trilogy was such a rushed panic effort.
That sounds
Yes.
very, very accurate.
Very accurate.
That's what I felt like. Yeah.
Snoke was pointless.
I forget about Snoke every time.
Yeah, until somebody mentions the name Snoke, it's almost like Snoke who?
Which is weird because I remember Force Awakens, we were like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "Hey, he's just clone."
We've got let's see. Chad Snyderverse says the first big mistake the sequels made was not having Luke be the one to force pull his lightsaber out of the snow. Not to mention the missed opportunity of not having Luke, Han, and Leia together. That's what everybody says, Chad. You are 100% right. I don't know.
In the same shot.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you could do that without. I don't know how you could do that and make that Star Wars movie and not have them all have a scene together. I don't know how you could do that. But
at least they were all there at the premiere and stuff.
At the very least, if we're going to talk about sour grapes, at the very least.
No scene, no nothing.
And shout out to you again, Adega Outlaw. He says, sleep calls. Good night, Zod and Kojay. Thank you so much again,
good night.
Adega,
God bless, bro.
for being here, man. Again, our B5 Council of the Ones alum, Adega Outlaw. I know me and Kojay.
We got so many alumni badges now.
We did not. Yeah, me and Kojay didn't serve in the B5 Council at the time that you did, Adega, but we're still alum. And we all put in our time. So
I like it. I came in around season 3, and it's almost, like we're talking about unlocking characters. Season 3 is when Marcus made his appearance. So I'm like, hey, me and Marcus, we came into the series around the same time. It's kind of cool. So I have a new connection to the character Marcus in Babylon 5.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Except I made it to season 5. He did not.
I don't remember exactly where I came in. I think I came in around season 2. I don't know, but
season 2.
I think
who came in season 2?
Sheridan
was introduced. Yeah, oh, you're in the Sheridan class.
Captain Happy. Retro Nerd Girl says, thanks, Chubby Teddy Master. Everybody saying good night to the great Adega Outlaw. Again, man, that's going to be a great late night Q&A when I get him on, because he's, again, one of the most soothing voices you'll ever listen to when you want to just like chill for real.
Your chat might go quiet that one time.
Right, going to sleep, like, listening to him, just like,
Or you see all the typos on the keyboard for the head hitting the ground.
For real. Chad Snyderverse says, agreed the sequels need to be retconned or at least made a separate timeline that the Disney Plus series never lead to. Yeah, that's what I think they're going to do somehow. They're going to use the veil of the Force to in some way make the sequel trilogy a separate timeline, or just retcon it all together.
I mean, no one could do any more damage than Highlander has gone through.
I don't know. I loved Endgame. I didn't care for the Source.
No, I like Endgame.
But I loved Endgame. Oh my God!
The fourth
I still watch that movie. I still watch that movie to this day.
Johnny too, right?
Yes, I still watch it to this day. I love it. It's fantastic,
dude. I watched after the first one.
It's so emotional when Duncan has to kill Connor.
Dude, it is, because they got that behind the back move, and then their exchange of words before the killer blow.
Oh my God! It was
about a samurai's tale.
It's like. And it's so deep and sad, and you're just like, oh my God! Like when he finally has to do it, it's just like, oh no! Like it is gut wrenching, man. It's like it's like two brothers, man. It's like you can't imagine the the level of acting in that movie, man. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, another great Christopher Lambert. He's such a giving actor. He really makes his co-stars look great, and that's something rare because a lot of actors kind of focus on their own zone. He's a very giving actor, very kind, and also no spoiler, but it sucked that when that technique moved, when it didn't work. was like, oh, he died for that. But you had to find the. It's a great movie. Gotta see it.
Yeah, if you're a Highlander fan and you liked the TV show Highlander
Movie,
Endgame,
TV show,
the
Endgame, perfect.
Highlander Endgame is where Highlander ended for me. Actually,
Oh, they made another one right after that, The Quickening or something.
it was the Source. It was
Yes, okay, that's what you said earlier. I totally forgot about The Source.
it was such a bad movie. It's completely forgettable. So
Yeah,
for
so that's
me,
5 Highlander films.
when
2 are good.
Highlander Endgame, that's the final one for me. Retro Nerd Girl says the sequels were a terrible blunder. What a lost opportunity to tell an awesome epic. I agree. The Bat Channel says smash that like and subscribe to Zod and Lord Kojay. Thank you
Dude,
again,
so
Bat
nice.
Channel. And Mad's Mama Bear
Hey,
said it
Vega,
started
hell
off
yeah.
good. And we got El Divino Vega in the chat. Vega, oh my God. I'm telling you, man. This is a guy right here.
Missed you guys yesterday.
I love it. Yeah, we didn't get to do it. Adega.
I purposely
Adega.
ended
Why am I
Smack
saying
Fighters
Adega?
not before your show.
El Divino Vega. Vega came home late from work, and then I was confused because I didn't know what time we were starting, what time we were going, and then my boy Skywalker over at the Cool Table, they were doing a stream, so I didn't want to like overlap with their stream, so I didn't want to go, so I didn't end up going live. I ended up watching their stream, and then by the time their stream ended, it was too late. It was about like 1:00 in the morning my time, so I was like, we'll have to postpone this. So Vega and I will have part 2 sometime next week. It will be either Wednesday or Thursday of next week. We haven't settled on a day yet, but we will have part 2 of episode 74 because we have more to talk about. We're going to continue our conversation from the previous episode of Late Night Q&A. So this is an odd one where episode 75 of Late Night Q&A is coming before part 2 of episode 74, but I haven't really done 2-parters before. So thank you for the $1.99 super chat, El Divino Vega. Awesome to have you. What it do, homies? Hashtag the new gods, hashtag Snyder Cut Fighters. And we got to talk a little bit about Snyder Cut Fighters because, as you know, I am writing a book about Release the Snyder Cut and hashtag Restore the Snyderverse. My book is called Paused, Not Stopped. And as of right now, my book has almost 4 completed chapters. And the title of chapter 4 is Snyder Cut Fighters. And what I had to do with chapter 4 and entitling it Snyder Cut Fighters is in the book, I am detailing how you and I worked together for that Snyder Cut Fighters pay-per-view, and we were recording
what a week
our commentary, and I'm talking about how you and I were collaborating on that, and how much passion and love and time and energy and happiness.
You're really good at commentating,
and how you and I were dead tired of the last match. I'm trying to make it fun and give people an idea. And I'm actually going back to that pay-per-view that you and I did, where I can get some of the things we said to add to the flavor of the chapter. But that's the chapter I'm currently writing, chapter 4, Snyder Cut Fighters, because I don't know if you realize this, Kojay, but Snyder Cut Fighters was a big part of the experience of Release the Snyder Cut for me and for a lot of other people too. And I think that's a part of the whole saga that needs to be documented and needs to be talked about. So that's why I, dedicate an entire chapter to it called Snyder Cut Fighters. I think that you did a lot, and you need to, and you should be recognized for that valiant effort of what you've done there, because it's a beautiful thing, taking people who were in the movement and putting them into like a pro wrestling environment, and then giving it's just a beautiful thing, and it needs to be experienced by people, and so it's hard to talk about it and do it justice. Just hashtag justice kingdom. uh so I'm just saying, I'm trying to be, trying to write a very positive, beautiful chapter about Snyder Cut fighters. And I just, for as a tribute to you for allowing me to be a part of it, because I just felt like it was beautiful and it was fun. It was a fun project to work with you on as well. So so to me, that was something I was going to document, because a lot of these early chapters in Pause Not Stopped are about directly related to my experience in the Release the Snyder Cut movement. So all the stuff that I'm talking about in the early chapters is things I was a part of, things that I did,
that's cool.
campaigns that I participated in, projects that I worked on, like with you, with Snyder Cut Fighters,
super awesome. That's
and that kind of thing. And then the second half of the book is where I'm going to go in and I'm going to, start interviewing people and getting other people's perspective on what the experiences are like for them. And then I want to wrap it all up by talking about how things changed and evolved in a certain way with Restore the Snyderverse, leading to where we are now. So that's how the book, I'm laying the book out in a very organic way, where it's going to basically chronicle, where things were in the beginning, and then where we are, where in the middle, and then after the cut was released, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of stuff being covered and talked about right now, and I'm very happy that I'm 4 chapters in, because it's a lot of work. It's not easy to write this, and it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to all of you getting a chance to read once it's done, because it's daunting, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I think everybody will appreciate the level of detail and care I've taken to, not only give a positive perspective, but to try and, give everybody, their share of credit, and for what what people mean to me, what do people have meant to me in the movement and stuff too. So that's kind of, where it sits right now. So there's your update on Pause Not Stopped. Oh,
thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'll show you a little bit of something I'm working on later too, but I want to say thank you, because it's like a little niche project, and it's like my kind of like artistic love note and thanks to a lot of people in the movement in general. Because, man, that was, oh man, I could go, like, I was planning to have that pay-per-view debut before Snyder Cut.
And that's something I'm gonna make sure that I put in there too, about when it was supposed to debut.
Because I never did a show that big before, and I ran into so many technical issues, and then it was really hard, because at that time I'm raising my niece like my own daughter, because her dad has medical issues and had to be out of the picture a few times. So that's like my kids. I was really busy, not enough time, late hours trying to get this behind schedule. All these people put their videos together so I could do that collab. Remember, where everyone got to say some piece and of the Restore the Snyderverse, and thank you for Release the Snyder Cut. It's a big, beautiful passion project, and if it wasn't for you and my boy Scimitar joining me on commentary, it wouldn't have been as beautiful as it was. And thank you for the compliment. That means a lot.
Hey man, that's exactly what it's about. It's about collaborative. It's about working together. It's about us all coming together as a collective to help get the cut released in the first place. And again, this is where we are, like, as a group. I feel like we all have reasons to be happy and reasons to be pleased, regardless of, how things turned out for people on an individual level.
And you want to know a fun note too is I think some people got those emails to see Snyder Cut early, like on Monday or something. I was working on Justice Kingdom. I didn't even get to use mine.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
know
gonna send
because
it to you, but
because I
I
didn't
was
I
so
didn't get I
behind.
didn't get one, and
No, I
you
was gonna
told
give you mine, but I didn't
and
even
you
use
told
mine at
me.
all. I was busy doing Snarka Fighters until like day of Snarka came out. I was so behind schedule that after I saw Snarka, I just fell asleep for like 10 hours like a cat. I saw it like 15 minutes after it debuted. But what a moment, man, and everything.
Snyder Cut Fighters was a tremendous force during the fight for release of Snyder Cut.
And shout out to Il Divino Vega for making an original song for my show. I've never like the
And
collaborative effort.
that's gonna be
Wow.
and that's gonna be mentioned in the chapter as well, Vega, about how you made that original song. And I think the song was called I'm a
Fighter.
Fighter. And
You wanna play it now?
it's definitely a testament to how much of an impact Snyder Cut Fighters had on a lot of us during the movement. Because think about it, a lot of the stuff that was going on up until the release, there was a lot of ups and downs. There was a lot of roller coaster stuff, and Snyder Cut Fighters tried to remain a positive force, a positive beacon throughout that time. So even if we were
That's right,
hearing
man.
negative things, and of course there were always hit pieces and things, but you could look at Snyder Cut Fighters and be positive and see what, see things from that perspective of, oh wow, this is a happy time. We're celebrating. We're celebrating these films. We're celebrating the camaraderie.
Yeah.
So
We're
again, this
celebrating
is
each other. And also people in the live chat, they got to have influence on the show too. It's just I don't know, it's just something that worked out organically and beautiful. It started off as like a surprise gift to Rob Carlin. Because my boy Rob Carlin, he used to be a pro wrestler. Just like Jeff Purdy, he used to be a pro wrestler too. So I started as like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you saw yourself in a ring surrounded by people? And then after that, this was the next character I made. And then da 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 da. And then we got Gio, Hamad, Film Gob, you, Abu Nas, Strong Arm Flicks. It was just kind of cool. Then the ladies started joining, and that was cool because I was shy. I was like, "Can I make it, ladies?" And they're like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" So it's cool. So it's nice, and it's a wonderful love note to everybody. And it's just also for me, it's a testament because I know we all work together, we cross paths, we go apart, go separate ways. That's just life. But it's just a good footprint and a reminder of the times when a reminder of every single good thing we did that was good. There are moments that were just echoing of something positive that happened. And
yes, and a lot of these moments
yeah.
are crystallized in Snyder Cut Fighters, which is
Yeah, in some shape or form, very video game artistically best I could do.
art imitating life in a lot of ways.
And life imitating art sometimes. It's crazy.
Uh, Marcus Cruz says, "Hey Zod and Lord Kojay, I'm watching an anime called I don't know Kike
Kakegururi.
Guru Compulsive Gambler. Are
I'm
you
bad with
guys
my
familiar with
Japanese.
that anime?" I think I
Oh,
have actually seen a couple episodes of that about the compulsive gambler. I think I've actually seen a couple episodes of that, Marcus. Is it on Crunchyroll? I,
I have to
I,
look it up.
I think I've seen because if it's on Crunchyroll, I think I've actually seen a few. I think I've actually seen a few episodes of it. It sounds very familiar to me.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm a little behind on my anime. I usually spend more time with Japanese entertainment. It's mostly Stardom and New Japan, and I try and keep up with Kamen Rider and then Super Sentai. So
okay.
anime rarely gets in there these days, which is a shame because there's so much beautiful projects out there. I gotta make it a 10. I gotta make it a thing to watch my anime. Thank you.
There's a lot of great anime out there,
Oh yeah.
but again, like you said, time is unfortunately limited, and so can't watch everything.
Making
It's
my
like
own movie, man.
like
That's hard.
we were talking about. We've got so much content that we want to watch that we haven't really had a chance
And
to.
content we're making too on our end.
Right. So So it's that
It's
kind
good to
of.
be productive and passionate. So I'm glad that, no matter what happens, we'll always go forward with whatever we want to do.
Speaking of going forward with whatever we're going to do, what do you got coming up, man? What do we got coming up in the near future?
I'm gonna be from me to y'all. I'm just gonna be focusing on more creative content on my channel. Like, uh, I did a dance video for a video competition for RT Snyder Cut, and I remember that arts competition, the arts festival.
Yeah.
And that was really cool, and it got me thinking I could do more creative stuff like that on my channel, because I treat my channel like a Netflix of like my crap. And more video games and more classic video games. Like, I'm really trying to hook up my old system. My Sega Genesis works, so I don't know if you remember Flashback. I'm gonna be
Yes.
trying to play that game a lot. I already tried it before, and I got some very
That
good
that game
classics.
that game has actually been remade a couple of
Mhm.
times.
Yeah, but that's the original.
That's the original Nintendo.
Willow Capcom. This is
Okay.
the original. This game is freaking phenomenal. Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to play old games. The Cowabunga collection came out, so I was going to torture myself with this, so I don't have to.
Well, the
A lot
Cowabunga
of
collection
random games.
is kind of I don't know. I've noticed some lag in some of the games with the Cowabunga collection, but nothing beats playing the originals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um,
And then I'm still working on my film. I've been shooting since 2018, but I wrote the story in 2016, and I promise I'll share more stuff on the Bat channel, but I can show you some stuff. And Ramesh De Silva is working on this one with me too.
oh, excellent! Oh my God, that's beautiful, bro.
It's
You mentioned one of those names that every time I hear that name, I have a reverence and respect for Ramesh De Silva. Yes,
he's one of
sir.
my really good closest friends, dear to my heart, and it was wonderful to meet him in Sri Lanka. And we've always kept in touch. When I'm down, I reach out to him, and it's cool. And I'm very blessed that this. I hope he comes back with more art, but he said that working on my film is the last of his artworks.
Oh, wow.
So he's got a great logo he's designed for me. It's gonna be great. But so my movie is going to be in 3 parts. I'll explain it later. But essentially, it is a prequel to my own comics I've been writing since I was 11 to now. I've I've made it better since the comics when I was 11. They're booty. That's a piece of shit. But the whole world building when I got older, it kind of taught me how to do screenwriting and do storyboards and stuff just by doing my own comics. Just because I couldn't make my own movies at the time, I want to make like Willow, but martial arts involved, or like
Oh, wow.
Troy
The
Hart's.
Willow martial arts. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much so far people have compared my stuff to like Mortal Kombat meets Lord of the Rings, but there's also another element to it. And I have like a Sith like villain, and then the hero is um a warrior assassin, and there's a lot of martial arts mixed with magic. So I'll show you a screenshot from one of my scenes, color corrected, for my movie. That's what my actress is.
Nice.
That's the villain there. Oh crap! I'm trying to angle it.
Almost looks like Melina from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, or the girl with the bugs. I'm forgetting. She's a new character.
Yeah,
I know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I just
Yeah,
don't have the name at the
yeah.
tip of my tongue. Yeah.
But her look is a little different. And then here's the hero in a shot fighting that enemy. I'm really happy.
Oh my God, that's perfect. Wow, I can't wait to see it, man. It looks great. And the sword looks amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy because funny thing about the sword, I was trying to make my own prop sword, like spray paint, make the metal look good, but it looked crappier, like an obvious prop sword. So I had to use one of my metal prop swords, and then I had to change the choreography because I can't really have actors work with props that they're not used to or I regard safe. So I had to redo all my storyboards that night. I did 30 new shots. I didn't sleep that night, and I shot it, and it turned out all right. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited to show you guys, but all in good time. And I'll promote on my channel.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see.
Hopefully,
the film,
I finish principal photography around April next year, and hopefully it'll be out by this time next year.
Oh,
Hopefully.
wow. That's
So
awesome.
it's been and the pandemic really put a damper in it, and yeah, but I'm happy to see this project done, and then I'll put all my other films out. And yeah, so yeah, on my channel, I said I'm going to be focusing on doing more of what I like to do. So that's what you can expect from me, and it's gonna be
Excellent.
cool. I
Excellent.
even trained all these girls in martial arts a year before we started shooting.
Oh, wow. That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so all my abilities I got to learn along the way, trying to get in a film and not making it a film. Then I go to the indie film industry, and then I just focus on making my own films. It's really good. That's why it's so uh, rewarding for me to help a director like Zack Snyder as caliber get his movie out. And then after that, I feel like I graduated as a fanboy or fangirl, whatever. And I'm just ready just to focus on my own art. In fact, someone close to Snyder, I don't know why they asked me this question, but I could think they asked me if someone gave me an offer to work with Snyder, would I take it? And I said no. And they asked me why. I was like, well, I'm really focused on knowing who I am as a director. I'm 42. It's been like 5 years making my own film. I need to know what's in me. And if I'm spending my time working on someone else's vision, I could probably learn a lot. But I need to find out what my vision is, what my style is. And and that goes over. I'm sorry, no offense to anyone, but I love Snyder, but my films, I have to treat him over his. Otherwise, I'll never make him at the best ability that I can. I don't believe in working hard so your idols become your rivals. I don't think like that. I believe in working hard until your idols become your equals. So it's just like that's the mindset I'm in. Because I remember there was a walk for AFSP, and some people were like, "Hey, are you going to go? Snyder's going to go because this is in Pasadena. You're in California." I was like, "I can't. I'm shooting that day." So I like denied like stuff to meet the guy and all that just to make my own film, and I don't regret it at all. And if anything, I would rather not meet Snyder. I'd rather him find my work on his own without anyone telling him about it and say, "Hey, this is cool," and I'll be like, "Hey, that's cool," because it's not forced. It's real, you know. So
Organic.
that's the kind of person I am. A lot of people don't get it, but it's okay. All in good time, you will.
It's beautiful, man. And
Trying, man, trying.
and
It's a God-given gift.
El Divino Vega here says, I just love the creative genius, genuine passion, and built relationships through your guys' channels and the collaboration, participation we've all had since the beginning till now. That is a beautiful statement, Vega. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that as the comment of the night. Let me pin that. Yeah, we're gonna pin that to the top.
Good night, Bad Dan.
Because that is great. And you know what? We're about to wrap things up. I'm just trying to get caught up here with you guys here on the chat. Make sure everybody
I'm
gets to say what they want to say. Yeah, we're getting ready.
My work hours have been earlier.
We're getting ready to wrap it up. Marcus Cruz says it's on Netflix. Zod, the main character is a 16-year-old girl, basically gambling anime. On Netflix,
Deborah.
no, I've seen it on the one I saw was about a dude with a gambling problem, and it was on Crunchyroll, and it was an anime. I can't remember the name of it, but I guess that's
the same one. That'd be interesting.
It might be a remake of that or something. I don't know. Bad Channel says facts. Vega and El Divino Vega says we've come a long way. Yes, Vega. And again, if you have not had a chance,
Social Media Wars,
check out Social Media Wars on Spotify. Look up El Divino Vega on Spotify, or just put the Social Media Wars in the search on Spotify. You got to hear that track that is collaborated with the El Presidente. Yeah. Oh my God. Unbelievable.
New Gods in effect, yo.
New Gods in effect. A lot of beautiful things have come from this community. Strangers around the world sharing their talents, passion, and creativity together.
That's just like Justice League. That's just like Justice League. Coming together.
Exactly.
Right now.
And Retro Nerd Girl says those photos are phenomenal. Can't wait to see the final work. We're all in this.
I have one more shoot before the year. I always stop. I don't do any collaborative works like outside, outside YouTube, like my dance works and all that. I don't do anything from Thanksgiving up until middle of January just for the holidays because I'm a family guy. I love family, God, my friends. So I always never do collaborative works like I mean, YouTube I could do at home and it's very chill sometimes. But any other big works, I just don't do it. I just leave time for family and stuff because that's always important. You got to remember what you're trying to pay bills for. You got to remember what you're passionate for. It's not just for you; it's your family around you. So you got to stay strong and stick with them too, no matter what you go
Exactly.
through.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And Vega says, praying for your success, my brother Kojay. Can't wait to see your project. I think we've pretty much covered what we've got going on. And you can also catch me tomorrow with the Savage Bat, where the Bat and the Kryptonian for our team up podcast that we do every Saturday. And then you're going to be able to catch me and Vega sometime next week, either Wednesday or Thursday, for our late night Q&A part 2. So with that, guys, I want to thank you all for being here. Kojay, it was an honor to have you here again, man, to have you on the panel. It's been a long time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I can't wait to do it again. Looking forward to your film. This has been fantastic, man.
It has. Hey, thank you, and thank you for the kindness. I appreciate that a lot.
Well, I don't want to keep everybody up. I know people are getting ready to go to bed. I'm seeing it in the chat. Lots of people bowing out. So we're going to go ahead and do the same because it is getting late. And, I don't want to keep everybody up too late.
No, I appreciate you. I know you're all mostly East Coast and other countries, so this means a lot staying up for me and Zod.
It was fantastic. I love it. I feel like we have the greatest chat in the world, and this has just been so much fun. And I can't think of a more. This has been one of the most positive streams, and of course it's going to be when me and Kojay are on the stream together. And Integrity 101 says, "Good show. Bring Kojay on again soon." Oh, absolutely. And thank you so much. And you can expect more collaborations from Kojay and myself, and we're definitely going to team up with the Bat Channel for the Room watch party.
Oh, the Room!
So be looking out for that. And with all that being said, I want to say good night, everybody. And Retro Nerd Girl says, "Great show, guys," and we will see you all next time. Take care.
Much love. God bless.